Hey guys, how you going? And welcome back to a cheeky video where I'll be going through some interesting information that I've found from an article that was released today, so be with me because there is a bit to get through. I will link the article down below, but Real Sport interviewed Big Ant Studios Director of Development Mike Meeran to talk through some of the brand new features of Cricket 22. Mike says that they've finessed the batting since it was one of the stronger points of Cricket 19. This features new shots that we've seen in the nets previously, especially with all the new licenses for the 2020 and 100 tournaments. We can expect to see some more expansive shots. We've previously seen the new direct hit mechanic for fielding this year. Mike goes on to expand that when the player has a chance for a run out, it will then trigger the slow-mo scene for a chance of a run out, which I know a couple of people were interested to see if it was something that would happen all the time or only in certain instances. Meeran also goes on to say that they've added a lot more bowling animations as well. We already know that we have Anderson, Cummins, Broad, Stark and Brunt added this time around, and with the Ireland, West Indies and New Zealand teams added, hopefully we'll see some more. And now onto the main stuff I was very interested by. Now the career mode has a storyline. Meeran explicitly states that it is not a story mode, but there will be a storyline which will have a beginning and end. And then once you reach the goal, which is not actually mentioned, the story will end and you can continue to play as you please, but without the narrative element. The first 3 games of the career mode you'll essentially be guided through and introduced to the characters that will be showing up as your career progresses. Now I'm very keen to see how this plays out. Firstly, how long will the storyline go for? Secondly, what is the goal in order to finish the story? And finally, is Tony Simpson making a comeback? Another thing that was touched on that we've heard a tiny bit about is media duties. They now have press conferences akin to their previous tennis game, with media duties featuring player of the match interviews, press conferences as captain, and things on the pitch that you do. So maybe if you play a blinder after an innings, they might interview you, similar to what they do now for the 2020 World Cup potentially. Would be awesome if that was the case. As long as they aren't repetitive, then I'm keen for it. The minigames that we previously saw featuring the gym have also been slightly expanded upon here. If you perform well in minigames, this will of course help your player, and if you don't perform, it will impact your fatigue. Now there seems to be several minigames that can boost certain skills where it's essentially risk reward if you choose to do them. You will need to manage your player more efficiently and effectively in order to be fit for games, instead of just simming to the next game and playing. This does add a realism factor to the career mode, and I just hope I pass the fitness test once the Ashes arrives. Online was also something that was discussed. Now I'm not a huge fan of online purely because I didn't think it was any good, but now there are no grindable leaderboards where now it looks similar to the FIFA divisions where you can play a certain number of matches and move up the leagues. Meeran goes on to state that this will be done on a shorter form of the game, so maybe like a 5, 10 or 20 over game, maybe even 50. Instead of the test match format. Now one of the features that may excite most is what I believe to be an ultimate team version of cricket. Now you have a vast array of players to choose from, and you can assemble your team with a limited number of points available. Now this seems to be that there will be no microtransactions involved, which is very good to see. Hasn't been confirmed though, it's just you've got a limited number of points and you can spend them on certain players. I'm also not sure if it means that it's only going to be available with the licensed players. I'd assume so. I don't think they would be able to have any like unlicensed teams unless they got fake names or something, but I'm assuming it will be based off just all their licensed teams that they have available. You also have marquee players to choose from, which aren't stated, and once you have your team, you'll be able to swap players out as you go through and progress through the leagues. This will give you a chance to improve your team. I am assuming you'll be given points for winning matches and going up the leagues. So there we have it. Sorry for rambling on, but I was surprised to see so much more new information being stated in the article. So what new feature are you keen for? I am interested to see how this dream/ultimate team mode will pan out, and what sort of story we'll see, what sort of storyline we'll see in the career mode. Hopefully we get more info on these soon into the lead up to release day, which is the 25th of November. But that'll be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you're feeling up to it, leave a comment down below. Really appreciate reading those ones. But until then, take it easy.